what I think about when I hear the word cusp is something on the verge, just on the point of tipping over into something quite different perhaps. So just at that edge. I'm an artist and interaction designer with a special interest in tangible interactions and also body-focused interactions. I got very interested in the idea about how do we understand a connection between the physical and the mental worlds or the emotional worlds, and what is the connection between those two things. So sometimes we think physical things and mental things are very separate, and looking at psychophysiology and the body, I started to think actually you can look at them in a way that they're very connected as well. So by measuring things that are behaviours that are influenced by the nervous system, we can see that there's a very dynamic interplay between those two things. So I decided that would be a really interesting focus for art experiences, where we can just have a different way of understanding and experiencing that connection. One of the things I'm thinking about a lot at the moment when I'm designing these biofeedback displays is how can I capture there's a sense of lightness and easiness in the breath, and then when you're breathing slower it can create these really beautiful changes in the heart rate. So the heart rate goes up, and when you breathe in and then goes down and you breathe out. You can produce that in a very kind of heavy, effortful way, or you can do it spontaneously in a really kind of light, buoyant way. And when I'm designing these interfaces, that's the thing I'm constantly working with, like, how can I make this feel like something light, and how am I going to support that feeling of effortlessness rather than like move the thing down, move it up. It's more like, oh, how in that display would it suggest that feeling of buoyancy? So you're feeding forward in a way to try and pull that feeling out, and you're doing that with the sounds, with the way the graphics are moving. So I keep coming back to those things about how is the quality of this work going to also help support the quality of experience I'm trying to produce. I think with my CUSP project, it's just this idea that people can find a different way to experience themselves. To actually play the app, you have to learn to relax, and then you see that fairly immediately. When you really feel like you're relaxing, you see all of a sudden these things change and unfold. So I love that idea that we can create these interactions that require people to be in particular kinds of ways. Give them a focus to go inside, which I think is an important part of the work. I'm really excited thinking about CUSP and this show and the direction of where work's going. I'm very interested in mobile computing and pervasive computing. We won't be having these kinds of experiences chained at a desk like I am now, and that we could have them in all sorts of other places. And I think we're still evolving a culture around, how technology is in our lives. Another thing that's very important in my practice generally as an artist and also as a designer is the idea that while these are very intimate interactions about you and your relationship with your body and your nervous system, it's also the fact that these are social interactions. All our interactions with technology, with art, with design, they're social interactions, and they become a focus for discussions. And that's how we really start to evolve a lot of our own thinking about things, is through the conversations that happen afterwards and over time. So when two people start to play this game, they're relating all these things back and forth, and when these things start getting embedded in different people's life experiences and all those exchanges of stories, that's when I think we start to be shifting our understandings and our values. And I think that's the value of good design as well, is that it helps us evolve a sense of identity and a sense of what's valuable and how we achieve those things.